Greetings all of you. This video is for those seeking my guidance, work, assistance, tools, messages, etc. via personal sessions. So recently I have been flooded with many queries and it's practically impossible for me to answer each individual separately. So here I am with the relevant information. So in order to have a communication regarding the personal ascension, one needs to book a private session with me by paying through the PayPal, and then confirming with the day and time most convenient for both the parties. Then we take off from there. The sessions are a very systematic step-by-step process with a particular flow, keeping the quantum realities in focus. Sessions are a very systematic step-by-step process with a particular flow, keeping the quantum realities in focus, as one cannot eliminate that part while moving to the next level. I don't maintain a website, page or group, as I don't want to get into anything that binds me. I'm a free soul and I work whenever I truly feel dedicated to work towards, and not as a duty or be a savior to people 24/7. I keep myself available till the time I feel I should, otherwise I simply vanish till I feel it's okay to come out, and that's because of my high sensitivity to energies. So right now I am offering sessions for those people who are almost ready for union and don't know how to step into the alignment that's already available for them to make use of for the inner and outer union. You have to excuse the planes. So my processes collapses the inorganic elements within the body. Those who are kept purposely to shut off from each other if you are in a partnership like soulmate or twin flame. And for other people on Ascension, it keeps you shut off from exploring the inner world and keep you phase locked using the DNA patterning until something really harsh, painful, life-shattering and groundbreaking happens in personal life. So there is a program in twin flames that's kept purposely in the physical body to keep shutting each other as a part of divine plan when they ascend individually. So both ascend in their own power and not derive power from each other. So I have a way of communication that I was trained with since childhood to interact with all the elements existing in the universe. I have a way of communication that I was trained with since childhood to interact with all the elements existing in the universe, from tiniest atoms, quarks, nucleus, molecules of any living and non-living things to bigger like elementals, the extraterrestrials, the masters of light, and technically every energy body present in the universe. So I wasn't allowed to talk much on physical level, so whole life I have been almost mute externally, but 24/7 in interaction with all sorts of energies. So using this unique way of connecting with almost everything, I make use of my brain with clear intentions and heart with immense feeling related to my clients' desires and readiness. I am most of the time kept in different brain waves patterns, like mostly in gamma and delta. That makes my work easy, and that explains my absence from social media and personal life with people. I'm available in 3D only when it is needed. So basically I have a way of communication and addressal to locate these elements and command the releases for further journey. That's why I'm always tuned out of the 3D and tuned into the other dimensions. So these elements within the body and subtle bodies can prove to be quite dangerous if erupted in a wrong way. Like if you have a tumor or fibroid on a special organ, the operation can be life-threatening. Exactly like if you try to open your third eye chakra or the crown chakra, or your kundalini suddenly awakens, full-blown activation if you experience, then you and the other people around you, their life is like in a threatening situations. So it's always easier to go by the step-by-step processes. So you cannot deal with these things unless you know about it. So your bioenergetic field is filled with all those things. So if you have done almost everything and nothing shifts in your personal life, it's a clear indication of these things. The implants, the other elements, those are causing the blocks. So unless one knows it's there and what it is, you cannot know and perceive with conscious brain. I quantumly entangle and guide specific energies in a certain way in particular sequence that creates an illustration in your energetic field and gets overwritten in a way that it forms a galactic signature for the final release, and it's kind of approval, like tried and tested. So what I do collectively as my work is I do the surgeries of your energy bodies for the final releases. That's why I said my work comes at last only and only if you need it, and you know it when you get stagnated, even after doing everything in divine perfection. So if you don't want to go through the painful processes of brutal awakening and dark night of souls back to back, you can opt for this as it's painless, and there is easy way to awaken and ascend. It's really easy. I got few dark nights and 2 catalytic events, and I said no to it. I wasn't really ready for that. So that's when it was given to me. It's a false programming of evolution through pain and suffering. I changed the energetics, the patterns, the genetic codes using multiple tools, including sacred geometry, fire letters, and Metatronic light. There are multiple tools available with me to bring that harmony. As you know, we all are made up of atoms and molecules, and how fast we vibrate or how many blocks are there blocking the atoms of that particular body part throughout your subtle bodies. Not shooting during the day, and it was always at the night, but nowadays it's really impossible to shoot at night. Okay, so let's continue. As you know, we all are made up of atoms and molecules, and how fast we vibrate or how many blocks are there blocking the atoms of that particular body part throughout your subtle bodies, or how many atoms are stagnant or rotating slower compared to other atoms, or the cells of the body, those which aren't communicating with other cells, causes the dysfunction in the reality and place the blocks to manifestation. So all the modalities already discovered still feel limited at times, and this is because we are more than the physical body. I kind of do the surgery, realignment, reconstruction, renewal, flushing out, infusing with different lights, ingrain new energetic patterns and behaviors by giving specific guidelines and orders to function in a precise way at subatomic level, where it soon brings all the coordination that's needed for that main alignment. So no modality teaches us that. It's beyond brain, and my guides assist me do it. So it's kind of channeled action during the session. I have been working with the mainstream, and from almost 1.5 years, I have been coaching and working with masters, those who are already dealing the collective. So those who are life coaches, energy workers, pranic, Zen, Reiki masters, doctors, therapists, counselors, and all of those that particularly highly ascended group, they came to me with bigger blocks and stagnation. They could not move beyond a certain limit. And we worked through that. So that explains my higher charges, as I'm already catering to the masters. I wrote a post that I'm not at all working with those who are still in pain and suffering, because it's all self-inflicted, and one can heal and clear by themselves. So why pay me for that, what they can do for themselves? And those who are in pain and suffering, they are in separation consciousness, and choosing and being in the separation consciousness is a personal choice. Okay, so if people come out of that, I can show the ways to come out of that, but still I'm not catering to that particular group anymore. So what you can do for yourself, why you would pay me for that? So you will pay me for what you cannot do, right? So one cannot do surgery on themselves. So one cannot do surgery on themselves, but self-medication is easy, right? And you don't need me for that. So those who say they cannot afford my sessions or it's too pricey, understand that it's kept that way. Survival paradigm and programming in mental plane of your body and 3D is totally based on survival. Unless one is out of this paradigm, therefore the transition cannot happen. So one needs to transcend those by conscious choices to choose and align with universal energies to bring abundance in all areas of life. So there are people who saved money and came to me, but it doesn't work that way. Nobody has to arrange finances to come to me and work with lack, poverty consciousness, lack mindset, and anything that is not of high frequency. So when you align with the source, energy, which happens automatically when you have healed and cleared everything, the money simply flows in infinite ways, or you have an amount all the time you can spend anywhere without bothering or having fear and anxiety. So when I had to transcend the survival paradigm, I already had a lot of cash in my bank account, but still I was pushed out of it, and I didn't know till 4 months passed. I didn't have to work extra to come out of the survival paradigm. I didn't have to work extra in order to have more money. My guides made me do opposite. Stop working and rest and be okay with not earning, while every day preparing in energy with different tools that brought abundance in my life that I had never experienced in all areas, like love, knowledge, money, energy tools, processes, respect, recognition, abilities, more psychic abilities, more people, the high vibrational people, the clients, you name it all, and it just flowed in my life. So those not aligned with me due to financial issues, maybe we can in future when you are ready for the next level. Yeah. And what else I can add here? I was a very stubborn and a rebel person, and I knew my place in the universe, and I always demanded what all I wished with fire in me, and I was given that immediately because I demanded. I didn't accept any situation as a reality what didn't feel good to me. So all events of my life led me to prepare human physical bodies and light bodies for ascension. I have had a weird kind of life. My life was magical. It was never 3D at all. It was totally beyond 5D. I cannot even say what it was, but no incident, no situation was ever normal with me. It was paranormal, it was super normal, it was more than normal, and it was everything that's not normal. So I was prepared for this thing. I guess I was prepared for this particular phase right now when I have stepped into my full power. I don't hide myself now. I don't have to hide my powers also. So I help people become whole within themselves. And I help you transmute a lot of stuff deeply hidden in the cellular memories that causes blocks where you don't get a job, don't get partner, don't get love in your life, or love doesn't stay, nothing sustains, financial problems, mental emotional issues, certain stubborn patterns, those are hazardous and don't allow you to have a peaceful life, control issues, and blah blah blah. So I help you expand the light body and remove all the limitations that held you almost for 20 years, 30 years, or you can even say from births or from many lifetimes, by increasing the frequency to a higher level and attain full inner alignment and empowerment, which shifts the physical reality in 24 to 48 hours. If I give somebody more than 5 minutes of my time, immediately they start shifting, because as soon as the person gets connected to me physically, my field gets connected to that person and the person starts shifting then and there. So you will see, if you have enrolled for a session, then you will see the physical symptoms in your body. It will automatically start shifting. So we are rapidly moving from 3D to 5D. Carbon-based bodies are shifting to crystalline structures. Tired of these planes hovering around all the time. Okay, so we are rapidly moving from 3D to 5D. The carbon-based bodies are shifting to crystalline structures, but due to the matrix, many stay stuck for unknown reasons. All light workers had been designed with various light imprints which have been activated through pain, trauma, lack, poverty, etc. as the biogenetic design of the human form. They have been engineered to evolve through all that which isn't needed now. So I work with your morphogenetic field, restoring your brain's anatomy. So I work with your morphogenetic field, restoring your brain's anatomy and physiology as per the divine blueprint. I rewrite the information in the DNA throughout the energetic bodies, and with the helps of tools that restores all areas that need rectification. I work with the skeletal region, the bone marrow, the plasma, and the platelets in your blood, removing all junk and debris, allowing more ease and instant manifestation of your thoughts and feelings. So, supposed all the work, I also lead you to the infinite, where you access all the divine templates necessary for your ascension and soul growth. I provide all the tools to make this journey very smooth and fun, along with magic. Who said that ascension is brutal? It has to be brutal. No, for me it was always amazing, except few times when the activations happened on me. It was tragic. So I give you ways to sustain that high frequencies and that balance forever. So there are certain guidelines you must follow in order to be there, always in high vibration. You need to follow everything on mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. New habits of being needs to be cultivated for full functional 5D life. I am living a full functional 5D life. So now you cannot put one step in 3D and one in 5D. It's been few months, my 3D totally ended on all levels. That's how I know a lot of information. 3D isn't working at all for us people, and we are not here to fight with the system. We are creating a totally new model in personal lives on individual level, that all old models of this earth become non-functional in front of that. And we are living examples of that when I did that in last 6 months, and every reality shifted to non-linear. Everyone around me was in awe when they saw the magic. The most stubborn people who never believed that such things can happen through only thought, pure intentions, and total unconditional love. They were amazed, and I felt like a winner finally to be able to do that. I created almost everything out of thin air only by purifying my consciousness and getting clear with my life purpose, aligning with the cosmos, and it just flowed. So the government rules, the bank rules, the education system that demands something which is unethical, the court rules, all turned out precisely how I wanted. So other things are really small in front of that. I would also plug in the information here I had put on my post as it is. So I give only one session per person per week, unless your energetic structure is really strong to handle the shift that comes along with it. One session per person as per the capacity. If session exceeds for more than 2 hours, I don't charge extra. So the time gap of 1 week is needed between two sessions, because it takes hours and days to shift through the subtle bodies and then subtle realities until it comes to the physical body, into the brain, and then the reality starts shifting due to the changes of decoded information one cannot perceive on conscious level. So go with the pace that's most comfortable to you. There is no rush. Usually I keep a gap of 1 week before proceeding with next level activation. But if your structure is strong enough, I do 2 sessions in a week. That totally depends on how advanced you are and what's available for you in that space. Maybe something is not available for you today, and it might be available for you as per your level of vibration in next few hours. So I also deal with alien invasions, implants, extreme paranormal invasions, entities, memory wipings, bondage, tags, siphoning, forced contracts, alien abductions, soul entrapments, terminating false lights, genetic damage, clones of bodies in other dimensions, archons, Luciferian trauma, splitting consciousness, fake synthetic realities, and multiple things that humans aren't aware. There are many who get striked with these other things if they are exposed to these elements. So there is another group to whom I cater with my services. So all was shown to me, many things I experienced since childhood that I never talked to anybody about, because it's too much for an average person to deal with that. The distortions through genetic races has caused lots of pollution on soul level, and what you see is relationships not working, you not successful, dreams not fulfilling, and getting phase locked in your spiritual process, false ascension, false light, deaths, bankruptcy, diseases, failed businesses, chaotic relationships, selfish friends, and all 3D experiences, those who make you vibe low all the time. So it all needs to be dealt on galactic level. Sometimes that's what I do. So what looks really small is much larger and have a grave reason. But funny part is your innocence, being honest, true to yourself, and being love all the time works in your favor while living conscious life. So that's what I bring, simplicity and ease to most complex matters of universe, only by taking control of your physical body. It is impossible to fight with these elements. It's like one light worker trying to change the entire world. I give tools to discipline yourself so you are never affected by anything of this world and other world. I don't put myself out at all. People come guided towards me always. I don't call or convince anybody for a session. If you are getting pulled towards me, if you're getting pulled towards strongly, or your guides, if you're getting pulled towards me very strongly, or your guides and soul is pushing your being towards me, then you're aligned with me, and yes, I have everything you need to move on to the next phase of life. The only condition is to have the readiness to take blind leap of faith and a sacred commitment to yourself to evolve. It's not the only work I do. I'm doing a lot more studies on higher levels and opening more gates of higher dimensions that will help us to grow more. So Ascension is a continuous process. Ascension is a continuous process. So get healed and cleared. There is total new world to live in after that. That was always a dream for you. So where everything works in harmony as per you and your creation. Once the collective is ready for later stages, I would present those other processes that I'm still processing. I charge in dollars, and it's the standard price worldwide for the resident of other countries. It's all about alignment with me. It doesn't matter which country you live and what are the currency conversions. It just happens if it's meant to be, always. And I take full payment in advance because I don't live in future before the session. So that's it. If you feel guided, you can come to me. Thank you.